Hi, this is Bob's Essential Guide for easy weight control. And this is easy weight control trick number 2. Easy weight control trick number 1 involved eating a lot of safe food. Basically a big, fill your stomach once a day with rice and vegetables, right? And the rice was safe because it's a starch, low calorie dense. It would give you lots of complex carbs over the day and help you count calories and help you burn calories and keep your blood sugar stable so that you could lose weight. And it was less calories than, say, hamburger, which would be 3 times more calories. So basically, weight control trick number 1 was basically filling yourself up with a starch like potatoes, right, that have carbs in them, right? Complex carbs, though, and it's the right kind of carbs that go into your bloodstream over a long period of time, and it's got a lot of fiber. See, now, easy weight control trick number 2 is about cutting back on sugar. Okay, but before I talk about that, first I got to give you a disclaimer. I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor, physician, not trained in health or nutrition. I'm only speaking from my direct experience for me. So consult your doctor before you start any diet or exercise program. And results are not guaranteed because basically there's too many variables. I don't know your body. I don't know your medical problem, right? So basically I can't guarantee results, but it should help the majority of people out there. Easy weight control is about preventing yo-yo dieting. It's about keeping the weight off, controlling your weight. I'm not talking about a diet here, okay? I'm talking about maintaining a certain weight for the rest of your life. See, that's the idea. And people who are successful at it develop their own little tricks, okay? So this is trick number 2, which is get rid of sugar. Now, it's hard because I understand how people love their sugar. They love sugary soft drinks. They love going to fast food restaurants, and I still do. I still go to fast food restaurants. Occasionally I still have a soda. Occasionally I still do those things. You're still free to do that. Just can't do it every day anymore. That's all. You can, on the weekends, once a week, go hit a fast food place once a week, something like that. Control it, reduce it down, right? And go to natural sources of carbs like apples and starches and pears and that sort of thing. The natural ones are better. Now, here's the backstory. When I caught the 8036 virus when I was in my 30s, I gained rapidly a lot of weight really fast. To control, the doctor said diet and exercise. That standard thing. He didn't find any cancer, he didn't find anything wrong, but it was diet and exercise. Later on, I went back to him and I asked about the 8036 virus. He gave me a blood test and he found the antibodies in my bloodstream for the 8036 virus, which caused me to gain weight. I didn't develop those psychological barriers that a lot of people do when they gain weight. So I knew I could take it off. I knew there was something I could do about it. Okay, but the psychological barriers are something that's never been addressed. A lot of people develop this identity of being overweight, and that this basic idea, the defeatist idea, which is really negative kind of self-image, that reinforces being overweight, which is something people have to deal with. They have to deal with that stuff. The psychological barriers I might try to talk about later, but I'm not a psychiatrist. There should be psychiatrists out there that would deal with that, okay? But basically, I was yo-yo dieting, and I was trying all the different things. I was cutting back on food, trying different foods, cutting out bacon, cutting out all the sources of fat, and I couldn't seem to lose weight. I got hammered with cravings. When you cut back too much on the fat and too much on the protein to try to cut back on fat, then you get hammered with cravings really bad. So I got hammered with level 4 cravings. If you read about the different levels of craving, right, I got hit with the worst ones. Okay, that I lost control of my actions at a certain point. Drove into a fast food restaurant, and I didn't think I had the money to pay for the hamburger. And that scared the hell out of me, because it was like, if I didn't have the money, you just can't. I would just go home and get something to eat at home, but I couldn't stop myself from driving into that fast food restaurant. That's a level 4 craving. See? And so I understand how sometimes it's beyond your control, right? So I was cutting back on sugar, and the only sugar I allowed myself to have was 1 teaspoon of sugar in my coffee every day. And so I decided, what the heck, I'll cut that out, right? My problem's fat, not sugar, right? Well, it turns out when I cut out that 1 teaspoon of sugar at breakfast in the morning, I lost 10 pounds almost immediately. I went from 255 to 245, and I was on the scale every week, right? Twice a week, once a week, and I went, that 10-pound weight loss was actually permanent, right? 245, just that 1 teaspoon of sugar. So it didn't make sense. I didn't understand why. So I did a lot more reading up on it, and I found out that sugar basically presses a button in your body that tells your body to store fat. Basically, when you spike your blood sugar, when you go hyperglycemic, high blood sugar, your liver responds by pumping out insulin and pumping out other things. Your fat cells automatically open up and start receiving fat, right? Stop pushing that button. Stop spiking your blood sugar. And when I did that, bang, 10 pounds was gone right away. Instantly. 10 pounds was gone instantly. Right? Now, there's also, so you've got to stop pushing the fat button. Also, when you're spiking your blood sugar, you're burning sugar. You're not burning fat, so your body's not going to be burning fat as long as you have a lot of sugar in your bloodstream. And when you spike your blood sugar, basically that leads to hypoglycemic, right? Low blood sugar, because the high blood sugar, the body responds, pumps out insulin, it takes out the sugar, gets rid of the sugar, and then bang, then you have very low blood sugar, and then you have to eat because you're hungry. See? So extreme highs, extreme lows, right? You want to avoid that. You want to keep your blood sugar right in the middle. That means complex carbs, starches, more of these, more starches, right? And fruit, which are natural sources of sugar. And natural sources of sugar have fiber and they're complex carbs. Like grapefruit is a lot of complex carbs compared to simple carbs. And your body has to burn calories to convert the complex carb into a simple carb so you can use it. See? And that's why you lose weight in the grapefruit diet. Those complex carbs. Peaches have complex carbs. Apples have complex carbs. Not a lot of complex carbs here. Some complex carbs here, okay. There's the 5 carbon sugars and 7 carbon sugars also, 2 different kinds of simple sugars, one glycol and fructose or fructose, right? And glycogen or whatever, which is like different kinds of sugar in your bloodstream too, right? One kind your body likes, no problem. The other kind is dangerous, and that's why you have the insulin. See? And basically the fruit has the balance that your body is designed for, see? Your body is not designed for this, right? Your body is kind of designed for this. Agave syrup and honey, your body is kind of designed for that, see? So what I found out is you will, if you do not want your blood sugar to be too low, because then you're hungry and you binge eat, and then when you binge eat, you get way too much fat and you get overweight again, right? So you don't want your blood sugar to go too low. And you don't want to spike your blood sugar too high. So you have to keep your blood sugar right in the middle. Keep it balanced, keep it in the middle, and that's what this natural forms of sugar does for you. They help to keep your blood sugar right in the middle. See? So you don't have to give up sugar, right? You just give up this kind of artificial kind of sugar, this man-made, refined kind of non-natural sugar. Get rid of it and replace it with this, the natural kinds of sugar. See? And you get used to it after a while. I mean, I got past my sugar cravings in about a month or two, right? And what didn't help was my family. My family was a bunch of we're passive aggressive, and we stab each other in the back basically. We're passive aggressive toward each other, and so they were shoving ice cream in front of me, right, trying to get me to eat more, because misery loves company, and they don't. And so it's really hard dealing with cravings and also dealing with frenemies. And a lot of women have frenemies. They have these women who are their enemies as their friends. They look up to these women who sabotage them. See, a lot of women have that problem too. So, having respect for people who don't respect you, right? You surround yourself with the wrong people who sabotage you, right? It's hard to make any progress. So that's another factor. But the cravings, basically, it's something you can muscle through, but start eating a lot of fruit. Every time you want a candy bar or a soda, reach in your lunchbox and pull out an apple instead. See? Let's just start doing that. And that'll help out a lot. Okay. And so basically starches will keep your blood sugar nice and stable over a long period of time during the day. The apples and the peaches and the bananas and whatever are what you eat when you crave that hamburger and you crave that hot dog, and they crave that, the sources of fat and sources of high carbs like candy bars and that sort of thing. It's difficult, but you can do it. See? Usually though, I noticed vitamin D3, right? B complex vitamins, regular good normal multivitamins, okay, and take one in for breakfast and one for lunch, right? Omega-3 fatty acids have a lot to do with depression, okay, and amino acids, right? Well, this is the fatty acids, and this is the amino acids, right? The fish oil is the omega-3 fatty acids, and you need that for normal functioning. When I was cutting back on protein, I got hammered with cravings a lot because I didn't get enough of the right fatty acids. So not all fats are bad. Some fats are necessary. They're essential fats, and your body doesn't store those. See? And the amino acids are nothing more than protein broken down. Like, endorphins, right? Why do people do drugs? Because the endorphins, right? And the dopamine gets in your system, makes you feel good. The endorphins get pumped into your brain, make you feel good. Those endorphins and dopamine are neurotransmitters that are created from amino acids. A lot of people deplete their amino acids because their liver doesn't properly break down the protein from a ham sandwich or turkey or chicken properly. And so you don't have the right amino acids for your body to turn into neurotransmitters like endorphins, serotonin, melatonin, right? Serotonin, melatonin, so people can't sleep good at night and they feel grumpy and miserable, which is serotonin, and no endorphins, right? So you get overly sensitive, and you're always angry and overly sensitive and paranoid all the time. And when they give you a needle in your arm, it just hurts really, really bad. You get overly sensitive to pain too. All that endorphins. Those are all endorphins. When you can't get up and you can't keep moving, so what do? You drink lots of coffee, right? And you put lots of sugar in it, like with the agave syrup and honey and whatever in it. And the agave syrup and the honey and the sugar, unfortunately, This is more natural sugar, but unfortunately it doesn't do a good enough job at replacing that, right? But the reason why you want sugar in your coffee, the reason why you have to have all these things, is because you don't have enough dopamine, because you're not the right amino acid, see? And then starches, right? So address your diet and you won't crave the sweets as much. The sugar cravings is because you don't have a proper diet. Now you always hear people say, well, if you're in good health and you have the proper diet, you won't need vitamins, right? But you're overweight. You're not perfectly healthy. Your body's not dealing with the weight problem properly, and you don't have the right diet. That's why you take the vitamins. See? So, yeah, I mean, there's going to be people trying to shut you down, trying to discourage you, trying to tell you you can't do this, you can't do that. But address your diet, and you might not crave the sweets as much. See? And then you substitute natural for unnatural sweets, right? You can try agave syrup and honey, but unfortunately the agave syrup and the honey ends, for me, it end up being just like the regular sugar, unfortunately. So I have to cut back on the agave syrup too, but at least there's more complex carbs and there's more fiber and there's more other stuff in this. At least this is better, right? But not that much better. Fruit juice also. When you take an apple and you make apple juice out of it, you're taking all the fiber out. And the fiber mediates the release of the sugar into your bloodstream. The control of the sugar in your bloodstream. So you want to keep your blood sugar at a good level, right? At a normal level. That way you can actually be burning fat and not feel like it. Normally, you're hungry when you have really low blood sugar. Your body ran out of all those carbs that it's burning, so now it's burning fat. But now you feel miserable, and now you feel really, really hungry. See? You want to avoid that, so you keep your blood sugar a little bit higher, right? So you don't feel really, really hungry, but it's the blood sugar is right around normal. You're burning fat without realizing it. You're in that fat burning mode. See? So unfortunately, carbs in, carbs out, what calories in, calories burned going out, see? That's true. But you can make your life a whole lot easier by controlling your blood sugar. And, sugar and fat in your metabolism is directly connected. So that's one thing. Now, cravings, you address it with the vitamins, whatever, but you get over it. It's kind of, you can get addicted to it like a drug, but when you feel unhappy, maybe it's the amino acids that make you unhappy. Maybe it's not having enough B complex vitamins that gives you enough energy, and that's why you're unhappy and miserable, see? So you have to, basically after about a month or so, generally you get over the cravings. After 6 months, you have to make a change in your lifestyle, a change in your life that's permanent for the rest of your life. Otherwise, it's not going to be effective. Easy weight control is simple, easy things that are effective that you do automatically. It becomes you change your life, change your lifestyle, and part of that is you put this in the closet. Take this off the table and you put it in the closet for when you're baking cookies, holiday cakes, cookies, whatever. That's when you pull the sugar out. Normally, you don't use that table sugar every day, and you don't eat the candy bars, and you don't drink the sugary soft drinks, right? And fruit juice, unfortunately, there's no fiber, so it ends up doing about the same as soda. But unsweetened iced tea, I've gotten used to that, and I don't know, so I drink my coffee black now, see? So you can still do that. You can still have sugar once in a while. See? So don't worry about it. Don't get too upset. Try it, right? Try to change your lifestyle. Get the sugar out of your life. It'll make losing weight tremendously easier. A lot easier. Okay, thank you.